We're literally just so cozy. So cozy. Hi guys, nice to meet you if you're new here. Nice to see you if you're not new here. Welcome back. How's it going? I'm Lara. I thought, why don't we do a little reading vlog? Or mood reading. We are mood reading in this reading vlog. I think we're gonna mood read for a week. 5 days, 7 days, haven't decided yet. But we're gonna read for a week together. Right now, I'm reading The Gilded Heir by Sarah Hisham, and I'm loving it so far. The Gilded Heir, Sylvia, is in hiding because the royal family was murdered and the kingdom was burned. The soldiers of Nizal are on patrol every day in these different areas. They're trying to find people from Gilded, and if they do, you go on trial. You potentially, most likely, will die because the people of Gilded also have magic. The heir Nizal comes to her village, Mudhead, and she accidentally reveals her magic to him. That's the part that I'm just now getting to. It's all in the back, by the way. I'm not spoiling nothing. So that's what I'm currently reading right now. What do I want to read next? I have some ideas, but I'm not 100% sure. I just got these 2 books in the mail. This book is Collide by Bal Capra. This is Let and Burn by Camilla Cole. This book I'm so excited for. I've been talking long enough. We're mood reading in today's video. And I'm on an intense part right now. And I want to get back to reading. So let's go. Let's go. I just need you to know that you are not going to get a single clip from me being presentable at all in this video. This is a cozy mood reading vlog. I'm going to be in my pajamas the entire vlog, okay? Today's Thursday. I read a little bit more. Yesterday, I read a total of 37 pages. So far, I've read 36 pages today. We're on the same track. The things that are happening in this book, This is such a good book, and I'm literally only 150 pages into it. Anytime these characters are on the same page together, I pull my highlighter out. They just have this encounter. I love the banter between these two. It's not just a no. They're enemies from 2 different kingdoms. Like, his kingdom are meant to kill who she is. There's a reason he hasn't killed her yet, but he wants to. I think I'm gonna read for a little bit longer. Are they literally fighting right now? Yes. Do I see it as them fighting? No. Hi guys, I was just about to say good morning, but it's definitely 2:40 p.m. It is not morning time, but today's Friday. We're still reading the Gilded Heir. I'm on chapter 18 right now. And this, I'll just show you every single day at this point. Every single time I read, let's talk about these freaking annotations that I'm doing. Because this book is gonna be my most annotated book so far. Sorry, you can definitely hear the washer. I read a little bit this morning for probably about 45 minutes, and then I had some stuff to do. I quite literally have the rest of the day to read. I want to get to page 300 possibly. Right now I'm on page 237. Chapter 18, page 237. Let's see how much more I read today. Okay, does he know? Does he know? Is he pushing the limits right now because he knows? Or is he just saying these things? So much happening right now. Blindsided. I've been blindsided. Oh my gosh. What kind of logic is that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is it her? Is it that? This book is nuts. There's connections everywhere. Honestly, I'm quite glad I'm literally highlighting everything because I feel like there's so many connections in this book. So much foreshadowing. There was a story told maybe 100 pages ago about someone, and you don't know who that someone is. And right here, I think that's who we're finding out. I think we're finding out who that was. 9:30 at night. This is about how far I'm into this book. I'm on page 323. I think I'm gonna stop for the night because I think this is a good stopping point. And I'm getting tired, but I read about 125 pages today. I only have like 150 pages left of this book. I don't even know what to say. There's so much happening in this book. So much. You're learning about the kingdom. You're learning about the royal families. You're learning about the heirs. You're learning about Sylvia and her past. You're learning about Aaron. Not so much though. I'm sure we're gonna know either more about Aaron throughout the rest of this book, but so much is supposed to happen at the end of this book. I know a lot can happen in 150 pages, don't get me wrong, but what's going to happen in this 150 pages? What is going to happen? Because there's so much happening. There's so much happening. I'm on the edge of my seat with them, because they are enemies. They don't like each other, but you're getting that little sprinkle of like, I'm a little jealous. There's also friendships in here. I posted a video a couple weeks ago. I don't know when I posted it, of my 5-star reads and 5-star predictions, and this was on my 5-star prediction list. And I think I'm right. The Scorch Kingdom is rising and it needs its queen. See you tomorrow. Sweatshirt. Isn't it so cute? It's like a little Valentine's Day sweatshirt from Threaded by Sabrina. It is, what's today? Today's Monday. I didn't update you yesterday, but I'm gonna update you now, and then we're gonna talk about today. Sunday. I finished the Gilded Heir, right? Let's talk about the Gilded Heir. I gave this book a 5-star. My first 5-star of the year. And it was the Gilded Heir, and it was a 5-star prediction, and I absolutely love this book, okay? I love this book. I just want you, all of my annotations. Can you see? If I had tabs, it would be so tabbed, but I didn't have any tabs. This book was amazing. I absolutely love this book. There's a bunch of kingdoms, okay? I think there's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 5 of them, but the Gilded Kingdom was burned down, and the whole royal family was killed because they possessed magic. And the other kingdoms were like, we're jealous. We're jealous. No, you're not gonna have magic if we can't have magic. They didn't get the heir to the crown, which is Sylvia. You follow Sylvia throughout the entire book. Sylvia is the heir to Gilded. And one day, somebody strolls up on her and is like, hey, what are you doing? And you know who that is? It's the Nizal heir. And Nizal is probably their biggest enemy. And they strike up a deal. He's like, you're gonna do this for me in exchange for your freedom. I'm going against every single thing that I believe in to be free, but okay. This book has magic in it. It has politics. There are a lot of politics in this book. It's not just about them. I know I talked a lot when I was reading the book. I talked a lot about them and their romance, but I wasn't going to talk about the politics because I think that's really fun to dive into. There's enemies to lovers in this, and a slow burn, and it was really enemying to loving. It was really enemying. I mean, they were throwing knives at each other. They were threatening each other's lives. Quite honestly, I went into this book without knowing too much, and I think it's fun to go into this book without knowing too much. It's an Egyptian-inspired fantasy. It's a debut novel. I loved it, 5 stars. And the way it ended, it's a duology, okay? But the way it ended, when's the next book coming out? On Saturday, I read from page 323 to page 444, which is 121 pages. I read the 36 pages left in the book on Sunday. This book was amazing. I absolutely recommend this book. I did update my journal a little bit, so I marked it as a 5-star read. This was part of my 24 and 2024, so I colored it in. I don't really love the way I colored it in, but I did color it in. So we got 1 down on my 24. I also had a bingo. Not a bingo. I marked down a bingo. So this book was a debut book, and it had magic in it. But I just decided to do magic because this book has so much magic in it, and I have a lot of debut books on my radar this year, so I know I'm going to get that scratched off. But this book heavily focused on magic. Like, the whole reason Jessid was scorched was because of the magic that they had. I have this blank page, and I was thinking, one of my goals this year was to read a lot more debut and indie authors and novels. So should I have like a debut page, debut and indie page, where I like put the pictures of books that I've read that are debut novels, so I can see like how good I'm doing? I think I might do that. So we read The Gilded Heir. Love that book. What a great way to start the video, but also what a terrible way to start the video, because now I'm going to be expecting so much from every single book that I read. My next book, I got a notification from Libby that my book was ready, and it's 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I read about 10 pages yesterday. This very moment, I'm on page 28, but I'm not loving it so far, and I'm not feeling like reading it. And this is me just mood reading, you know? I don't feel like reading this anymore. I'm going to return it to my library. I will get it again at another time because this book doesn't seem super popular at my library. I will get it again another time, but I'm going to pick a different book instead of reading 5 Survive because I'm just not in the mood for it. I want to read something that will be fast-paced so I can read one more book before January is over, and today is the 29th. So that means I have the rest of today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow and Wednesday to finish a book. And I could do it, but the book has to be fast-paced. And you know, it has to make me want to read it, and I don't feel like picking up 5 Survive. Something I really want to do this year is like actually look at the books that are on my TBR instead of just looking at some of them. Look at them, pick them up, read them. Do you want to read that, you know? Because there's books that have been on my TBR that I don't ever think about, but I'm sure they're going to be amazing. I just don't pick them up. I picked between This Spells Love by Kate Robb and Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres. They're both Book of the Month books, not sponsored. One is about a girl who's been heartbroken. One night she's sitting with her family, and they're like, you know what? How about we put a spell on you and your ex-boyfriend and make you forget who he is? And she's like, what a great idea. In order to seal that spell, she has to kiss her best friend. But instead of that spell making her forget her ex-boyfriend, it makes her best friend forget her. This one says, in this spellbinding debut novel, 2 estranged half-sisters tasked with guarding their family's library of magical books must work together to unravel a deadly secret, tell of family loyalty and betrayal, in the pursuit of magic and power. I'm gonna look these both up actually on Goodreads and decide that way. I think that I'm gonna pick This Spells Love because it's a short romance, fun romance book, and this is definitely on like this list of I want to read because this sounds really good. This cover is also absolutely stunning. Last night, I read about 50 pages of this book, and then today, I read another 50 pages of this book. This book is really just cute and cozy, and I don't have to think too hard. After reading The Gilded Heir, I had to, focus on the politics that were happening in that book. But this one, I don't have to think about this book. I could just read it. I could just have the time of my life. She casts a spell. She's not a witch, by the way. They just find this little book. They cast a spell, and instead of doing one thing that she wanted, she did the opposite of what she wanted. I feel so bad for her, honestly. I mean, she is a fictional character, so what am I feeling bad for? But I feel bad for her because she just seems to love her best friend, and her best friend doesn't remember her. I'm also listening to an audiobook. I'm listening to Happy Place by Emily Henry. I started that book last month, or the beginning of this month, because I got it from my library. I didn't feel like reading it, so I returned it to my library, and then I started it on Spotify, and then I ran out of hours because I had already listened to a book. Anyways, you don't care, that doesn't matter. I'm listening to Happy Place by Emily Henry. I was on chapter 16 this morning, and now I'm on chapter 25, I think. So we're trying to finish both by tomorrow since it's the end of the month. But if we don't, we don't. Not a big deal. It's really not that big of a deal if I don't finish the books, but I would like to. night, Daxy McGuire. Good night, Gemma McGuire. It's Gemma Wild, you drunk. Slip of the tongue. You're so silly. I left the room for a second and my camera turned off and I came back in here to her staring at it. Hello? I am actually in the middle of editing this video. I filmed this video the last week of January and it's February 11th today. I'm about to upload my video. But I realized that I never filmed an outro, which I thought I did. I might have deleted it. In this video, I read both of these books. We're gonna talk about this first because while I was editing it, I also never really spoke about this book. So we're gonna talk about it. This Spells Love by Kate Robb is about Gemma. This is Gemma. This cover, again, gorgeous. Gemma gets heartbroken. Her boyfriend breaks up with her after 4 years. She's upset about it, obviously. She's distraught over it. Her sister and her aunt are like, hey, let's go to our aunt's house. Let's have some margaritas. Let's talk about it. Let's get you in a better mood. So that's what they do. They go over to Aunt Livy's house. They have a margarita or a couple. Dax shows up. Dax, this is Dax. Dax is her best friend. They're best friends. They do everything together. They're the cutest best friends. After he shows up, her aunt, who owns a bookstore, is like, hey, I got this book in donation today. Let's go look at it. They go downstairs, they look at the book. It is a spell book. They're skeptical of it. They don't think it'll work. So they do this silly little spell, and part of that spell is she has to kiss a boy. And Dax, who is a boy, is there. They kiss, she thinks nothing happens, they go to sleep, they wake up the next morning. She's in an alternate universe, not in her own universe. But she wakes up, she knows everything that's gone on in her past 4 years. The spell was to forget her ex-boyfriend, forget him. Those 4 years never happened. So that's basically the universe she wakes up in. She never met that boy, but she remembers the last 4 years. But Dax does not remember her. That's just the journey you're following of her best friend not remembering her, her being in this alternate universe of the same timeline but different timeline. It's such a cute book. I really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4-star. It was super cute, super fun, fast-paced, easy read. It made me want to read it. It was just such a fun read. I haven't read a cute little romance book like this in a while. I don't think you need to read this during like spooky season or fall. I think you can read this book literally any time of the year. It's not about witches and spells and all that. It just so happens that it's a spell book that this happened with. I will be reading Kate Robb's books. I recommend this book if you just want a fun romance book. Then I also listened to Happy Place by Emily Henry during this vlog. I didn't really get much of it, but I had finished it during this vlog. I gave it a 4-star, but I don't know if I would have felt different about it if I didn't read Before I Let Go in January. Before I Let Go is also a second chance romance. Happy Place is a second chance romance about Win and Harriet, who have this group of friends, and every single year they go to this place and have a vacation. It's their happy place. They go there every single year and spend time with their best friends. But the thing that's different about this year is that they called off their engagement, but they haven't told anybody. So none of their best friends know that they called off their engagement. They decide, while we're here, let's just fake it till we make it because we don't want to tell them yet. We don't want to ruin their fun. So we'll just fake it. And obviously you have to fake it for real because these people know you. They're best friends. They know you. You really gotta fake it. So they're faking it. Those are the books that I read in this little mood reading vlog. I found a 5-star read. I found one of my favorite reads in a while. I also found a really cute romance book and 2 debut authors, which was fun, which is great, and I will be reading their books again. If you enjoyed the vlog, hit the subscribe button, join this side of the internet. That would be really cool. If you want to see what I'm reading in real time, follow my Instagram, follow my Goodreads. Other than that, I hopefully will see you next time. Bye! Thanks for watching.